Hello, everyone, and welcome to the introduction to my little YouTube project. This is Wheel of Games. So, my name is Paul Dose. I am a very heavy Wheel of Time fanatic as well as enthusiast. And the time that I feel the most happy is at JordanCon each year. And we just recently had it a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of wanted to start my little journey of content creation here on the platform. And so I will take us off of our little picture here, and I will introduce you to my face. Hi. So, my goal with this channel is not only to showcase some of the brilliant game design that was displayed in the books of the Wheel of Time, but also to kind of have a dialogue with the community. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about the story, as well as their own takes, theories, and other things, and I thought that this might be a nice social environment to be able to possibly not only have a brief interview with some of the community as well as potentially some content creators, but also have a chance for some of the people to get to finally play some of the games that are in the story that they may not have access to. So I have rigorously put forth a ton of effort on Tabletop Simulator in the last 48 hours in an attempt to get the most accurate representation that I could for two games that are mentioned but are not at all playable in the real world, short of you creating it yourself, which I'm one of those fans that does do that, so that's why I had all the assets for these. But also I am a enthusiastic creator. For the last I'd say 5 years, I have been developing a card game to be able to play with my friends, sort of like my family at JordanCon. And I was inspired to set forth on my own content creation journey. So that is what Wheel of Games is. That is what we are trying to do here. And special shout out to Daniel Green. This is actually one of the cards for the game that I make. That I actually featured one of his fan art pieces to make him, a youngling, but no spoilers. I also have built into the system the ability to be able to play that game as well. So if anybody is interested in actually trying out the card game that was not available at JordanCon, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will possibly ask if you are interested in doing an interview as well as play a round of the game. So I'm going to show one of the games that I have put in here, and that is the next step of this little video. So this is all recorded live. I apologize, my editing skills are very small, but I hope that this will at least give you an example of what I'm trying to do here. So this is Snakes and Foxes. I've set this up for 2 players, and what we're doing here is the objective for each player is to get their little token right here by moving to the crosshatches of the board from the middle circle to the outside circle without getting touched by any of the snakes or foxes. And then not only do you have to get to the outside circle, but you also have to get back to the inside circle. There's a reason why this game is revered as the game that's impossible to win within the books of the Wheel of Time, and there's a reason why certain characters are quite shocked when certain events happen. So how you play the game is very simple. You would grab your dice here. Each dice has 2 pips on it, 2 foxes and 2 snakes on it. And you would shake your dice and you would make your move. So in this case, I've rolled 2 pips and 4 snakes. So in most cases, I will probably end up back at the start, but we'll go ahead and try. So I'm going to move here, which you have to follow the arrows. And then I'm going to move here. So I'm going to do my minimum move possible. You can't move back into the center unless you've touched the outside. And now the snakes will get 4 moves to get as close as possible to me. So they also have to follow the lines. So this snake is actually not able to get to me, but they are able to get close. And that would conclude my turn. After this, my opponent, or my ally, it depends on how you view it, would roll their dice. And they're also allowed to make their move. So in this case, they receive 2 moves, 3 snake moves, and 1 fox move. So they can move in conjunction with me. They can go anywhere they want on the board. And so they could possibly move here. And then to play safe, we'll also say that they move here. And then 2 snakes, or 3 snakes, the snakes will get to move 3 times towards them. So usually this is done by a player to make sure that the fastest route is being taken. So they're 1 move away from taking them, and then a fox will get to move 1 space towards them. And this will continue alternating until you get to the end of the game, which is either you manage to get from here in the middle back to the outside and back to the middle without being touched, or if both players in this scenario are touched by a snake or fox. The game will continue until both players have been touched by a snake or fox, at least in this version that I've made, and that's the extent of the game. So the overall structure of what I'm trying to do with this channel is not only give players, or people, a chance to play games that they may have never physically been able to see, but also give them a chance to go over their Wheel of Time story, how they, started with the series, what inspired them to keep reading, did they have any trouble? Also, where are you in the series? Are you interested in letting us know who your favorite character is and hearing whether or not people are going to judge you for certain characters? But as I've learned over the years, part of the reason why I appreciate the Wheel of Time community so much is because everybody's entitled to have their opinion, and everybody's allowed to do, read at their own pace, follow their own perspective, and see what they get from the story, because everybody seems to get something a little bit different. So either way, I guess I can go over a brief bit of my history with the books and how much they've impacted me. I started reading the books when I was in, I believe it was 10th grade. So I was a rousing 15-year-old at the time, and I picked up the first, not the first book, I picked up the 5th book. So Fires of Heaven was the book that I picked up. I was raised in a very Christian household, so I was looking for, in the fantasy section, for something involving heaven, because I had just finished the Left Behind books, and I wanted to continue down that stint. And I realized when I picked up the book that it was the 5th book in a series, so I picked up the first book. And the first book that I picked up had no prologue in it and was missing the first half of the first chapter. And I was unaware of that. I thought that it was just, interesting. But I got to Winter Night and I was hooked. And from that point on, anybody that I told to read the series, I would always tell them the same rule of thumb, which was, if you get past chapter 6 and you're not interested in the book, then you're not going to probably be hooked enough to stay with it. And a few of my friends tried to call my bluff, and they were proven wrong. So I can assure you that almost every single, see this move right here, that just took it. So that kicks this piece back to here. That one stays there. And then these pieces would move here. And then I'm the only one keeping us alive right now. So apologize, I just kind of started playing around while I was talking about my history with the books. But it took me 14 years to convince my wife to read the books. So that's a pip because it was on its edge. And once she read the books, she immediately, I won't say regretted, but immediately realized what I was talking about regarding this series. So I hope that this little bit, I'm pretty much dead because I actually have to move into the snake because I can't move back to the middle. So that would be the round, and we would have failed this attempt, and there's a reason why the game is called Impossible. So I hope that this video at least gets the word out about what I'm trying to do. If anybody is interested in setting up a brief interview, if you have Tabletop Simulator, I am more than happy to set up a game on my little server here and let people play with me. And we'll go over a quick interview. You could compare it to shows like Hot Ones, where we play a round or two and we just discuss the Wheel of Time for about 10-15 minutes, something along those lines, maybe longer. But I hope that this video was at least informational for you guys and that you enjoyed it. And I hope that you guys have a good rest of the day. And if anybody's interested, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. I've posted all over there. And I'll also be dropping this video on Facebook as well as on YouTube in the next couple hours. So I can't wait to hear from anybody that's interested, and have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.